Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you the 13th game of 1995 Kasparov Anand World Chess Championship match. In this game Anand had white pieces and he opened up with e4, to which Kasparov responded with Sicilian defense. Knight f3 d6, d4 c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3 and g6. Like in game 11, Kasparov is choosing the razor-sharp Dragon variation, which requires a huge theoretical knowledge. As you know, in some cases the lines are stretching past 25-30 moves. And this move actually came as a surprise for the grandmasters in the press room, because they were expecting a return to the Najdorf-Scheveningen seen in games 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Here Anand played bishop e3, bishop g7, queen d2. In game 11, Anand first played f3 and then queen d2, and the difference is that in here, when you are playing queen d2 straight away, you are allowing black to play knight g4, something which leads to completely different lines. And after bishop b5 check, black is moving his king on f8. But instead of choosing this line starting with knight g4, Kasparov made the usual knight c6 move. f3, black castled kingside, and with a transposition of moves we are entering the lines played in game 11. Bishop c4, white is choosing the Yugoslav attack, which is the sharpest way of meeting Dragon variation. Bishop d7, h4. Already this is a deviation from game 11. In that game Anand castled queenside, but this time he decided to leave the king in the center and start an immediate kingside attack. h5 by Kasparov, stopping the h-pawn's further advance, bishop b3, rook c8, and knight takes c6. Not a popular move in Yugoslav attack. Definitely this was a home preparation by Anand, and he wants to surprise his opponent. In this case, when you are going for the straight exchange of knights on c6, you are not allowing black to bring into life this knight e5, knight c4 idea, but the downside of this move is that you are allowing black to open up the b file. Yes, Kasparov recaptured on c6 with the b pawn. Bishop h6, c5, bishop c4, stopping c4, which could be quite unpleasant for white. Other alternative is first capturing on g7 and then playing bishop c4. In the game we see bishop c4 straight away, queen b6, bishop takes g7, king takes g7, b3, bishop e6. Very often in Dragon variation black is eager to have doubled pawns on the e-file, but Anand rejected the offer of exchange of bishops and played knight d5. Bishop takes d5, it takes d5. So at this point, if we take a look at the position, we can see that black has a weakness on e7, and if white can castle queenside, put pressure on e7, also bring into life that g4 idea, then black can find himself in trouble. That's why at this point Kasparov hurried with getting rid of that weakness and played e5. And strangely, at this point Anand captured en passant, which is a mistake, and later after the game Kasparov criticized this move. He actually suggested castling queenside instead of d takes e6. But as Anand was not happy seeing a strong pawn on e5, he captured en passant, and after this move gradually his position is starting to collapse. Instead of recapturing on e6, which is of course stupid, Kasparov played a very strong d5 move. Yes, as the white king is still stuck in the center, black is relying on that fact, and soon white will find himself in trouble. Of course the bishop on d5 is untouchable because black has this rook d8 move, and if c4 then f takes e6, the game is over. In the game to d5 Anand answered with bishop e2, and there comes c4. After the game Kasparov remarked the following: "The first time in my life that I prevented castling on two wings with one move." With c4 black both took under control this diagonal and also made castling queenside undesirable, because in this case, yeah, white will lose on the spot. That's why to c4 Anand answered with c3, but after d takes e6, this is another serious mistake. At this point it was better to play rook d1. The idea is to neutralize black queen by making a move like queen d4. But instead to c4 Anand answered with c3, and now let's see what's the problem with it. Actually, at this point, Kasparov found another very crushing move and he played rook ce8, a very subtle move with which Kasparov is putting his queenside rook on the e-file where the main events are taking place, and at the same time is keeping the kingside rook on f8. And now if a move like e takes f7, then black can recapture with the f rook and can get a chance to double up his rooks. For example, at this point, if a move like rook f1, a beautiful line suggested by Kasparov, then rook f e7, and if rook f2, then black can go for rook takes e2 followed by queen g1 checkmate. In the game to rook ce8, Anand answered with b takes c4, rook takes e6, king f1. Well, c takes d5 is not good. In that case, black can play rook e5. If c4, then rook e8, and if king f1, then knight takes d5. Yeah, if queen d4, then queen f6, knight f3 is coming and white is in trouble. That's why after rook takes e6, Anand hurried with moving away his king from the e-file, but anyways Kasparov doubled his rooks. Bishop d3, d takes c4, bishop takes c4. I already forgot how many times Anand moved his bishop, and of course all this speaks about the fact that he's burning time and he's in trouble. At this point Kasparov landed the final blow and forced a resignation. Can you find his next move? Ready? This time he played knight e4, although a move like rook d6 is also strong. Now if you go for queen d4 check, then after the exchange of queens, black has this knight d2 fork, and if you accept the piece sacrifice, then this time rook f6 can follow. If king e1, then rook takes e4 check, and then queen f2, and then rook takes e2. Yeah, the game is over. That's why understanding that his position is totally busted after knight e4, Anand capitulated. Another very impressive game by Kasparov. In his sense, Dragon is becoming a very mighty weapon, you know, and in this case, Anand's chosen line was a disastrous one and his position went down very quickly. He was actually playing below his level, and on the other hand, Kasparov shined once again. In the end, a chess puzzle for you where the task is to find the winning line for white. It's white to move, and as usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Feel free to check out my early uploads as well. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.